Well, good morning, everyone. My colleague Dilum, who's from our Colombo office and the lead of our support team there, we are here today to unveil a new free product from Typefi, and it's called Standards Cloud. What you're looking at now is the landing page of that application. This is a really powerful example of just how quick and easy it can be to publish complex documents if you're using ISO STS in this case, and the power of Typefi's automation. Typefi's relationship with standards publishing began back in 2010. At that time we started working with ISO. They were going through a process of streamlining their publishing processes. Before any of that started, they had a turnaround time of about 6 to 8 months to create the final draft for international standards. Their move to automation, including Typefi, then reduced that time to less than 10 days. As you can see from the logos presented here, we now work with a very broad range of standards organizations. This sector has become really vital for us, hence a day of standards prior to our user conference. But not only has our customer base grown to include national standards bodies and standards development organizations, we've also leveraged the power of XML, workflows, and Typefi to come up with some really interesting and unique solutions for the standards space. Our first job with ISO was simply to help them publish their standards. Now, this project, to begin with, for us, was not much different than anything else. They had content, it was nicely structured using ISO STS, and they would like multiple outputs. This is what Typefi does. It's all very straightforward for us. But as we continued to work with them, ISO spread the word about their efficiency. Of course, their national standards bodies who were wanting to adopt ISO STS looked to us, realizing that they could straight away use this technology and ISO XML to provide similar efficiencies for themselves. As many of you know, NSBs publish their own standards, but one of their main tasks is to adopt standards that are published by ISO and other international organizations. For instance, we work with Danish standards, and an adoption of an ISO standards require us to just take their body content from ISO, apply some country-specific matter, and then publish it in another country. With the underlying XML, though, it becomes easier for us to do a lot more with this content. We can produce accessible DAISY files, digital outputs such as EPUB and HTML. And we can also track changes from one edition to another, the redline solution Todd mentioned. And this allows standards publishers to sell a completely different version that clearly indicates which content has changed, been removed, or been added since the last edition. We also create multilingual publications that are hyperlinked throughout to allow easy reference between the languages. All of this with the power of XML. In other words, we have a wide and varied offering for standards publishers, which we make simple using Typefi. This slide gives you a brief glance of a single piece of mature publishing workflow for a standards body that uses Typefi. What you're looking at is a simple schematic drawing we use internally to track how we transform content in a standards adoption. This allows an SB to adopt ISO and regional standards from XML source, adopt standards using a PDF merge workflow, and then for all of those publications that do use the XML, to leverage that for the other outputs that I've mentioned, including EPUB, including redline. So publishing standards with Typefi places an enormous amount of power at your fingertips. All of these outputs can be created by running a simple, single workflow on Typefi server. But the fact is that for a lot of NSBs, they don't require such a level of complexity. And being part of the standards community for this amount of time has made us aware of this, that there are a lot of people out there who don't have the resources for this level of investment, but they do need a solution that can help them with some of these complex problems. So as an effort to help with these smaller NSBs, we're launching the product Standards Cloud today. It requires no installation, it's available online for free, and allows you to adopt 50 publications. It focuses on one core functionality, adopting an ISO publication from an XML source. It uses the same system ISO uses and provides direct access to the core technology and source XML that ISO used to produce their standards. Basically, the power of Typefi server is available through the interface, and outputs are kept simple so that it can be easily configured for NSBs. Dilum has been working over the last year or so with 2 NSBs in particular who have been our beta testers, UNI, which are Standards Italy, and Standards New Zealand. Having worked with them now, going from the ISO adoption to the UNI version of the same has been made easy. The program makes this easy by guiding you to enter the correct information in terms of metadata. The templates that we load onto the system prevent any sort of mistakes in terms of rendering that content. And we have a workflow indicator within the app to help you as an NSB track the progress of your different publications. So now I'm going to invite Dilum up on stage for a very quick demo of the product, just to give you an idea of how it works. Like I mentioned, he's the lead of our support team in Sri Lanka, and he's been taking the lead on this product, working with Ben in engineering and our beta testers to prepare it for launch. So Dilum, welcome.
Hello everybody. I'm going to do a quick demo on this web application, how it works. So you can log into this application as an administrator or as a regular user. First, I'm going to log in as an administrator and see what are the options available. So when you log in as an administrator, these are the options that are available on top. You can see. First one is the add options, where you can create new add options and delete and publish. In metadata, where you can create custom metadata. These are the XML tags, and these fields you can turn off the autofill, or you can lock, or you can remove. In users, these are the users which are assigned to this NSB account, where you can add a user or delete a user. Lastly, the settings. There are a few information over here. And also you can add a logo. You can upload a template or a PDF preset, and someone else can download these files. This is kind of like a file sharing feature. Under here, under template sections, you can create any number of sections you like by clicking this plus button. And you can save. And also you can reorder these sections by clicking this arrow icon. And you can save it. That's about it on administration side. So I'll log in as a regular user. So when you log in as a regular user, you will have only one option. That's you can create an add option, you can delete, or you can publish. So if you want to create sections, then you have to get in touch with the administrator for creating metadata and also reordering the sections. So I will show you how to create an add option. So you just have to click this new add option button over here on the top and click choose file. And you have to select the ISO zip file. So it will upload the file. Yes. So now you have to, okay. Right. Now you have to create on the blue button, which is create. So it will create the adoption. So you can see the adoption has been created, and you can click this adoption, click on the link. So there are a few tabs over here. So this is the metadata template, where you can add your metadata. And these are the sections that has been created. So you can put your content over here. And the last tab is output, where you can see the final output PDF file. So I'm going to click on publish. So it will start to create the PDF. So this is going to take a while to. So there is a already completed adoption. So this is the final output that you can See, this is the front matter, the cover page, and the front matter, and the ISO content, and also and the back matter.